Right, now, first the memory runs out on the card, although it's 16 gigabytes, and then the battery runs out. So this is part 2 on the corruption thing, while I'm showing you, woohoo, that would have hurt. Oh, and there's a wolf, but I wanted to show you the Imperial City. Dispatch this wolf. Yeah, stop whining and run away. Don't really want to keep killing wolves, but they will not go away. Somebody needs to tell Bethesda that wolves hunt in packs, and if they're on their own and they attack you and you hit them with an arrow, they run away. Animals aren't stupid, but then the people in this are the same, so can't complain. Is perfection, the pursuit of perfection has its downsides. Yeah, so back to the corruption thing, while I'm trying to find a view of the Imperial City. Yeah, I just wanted to sort of people to hear me, kind of like think of it as like listening to a DJ in the morning while you're driving to work in your car, trying to avoid all the cameras as the government and local government try to catch you along your journey to the job that they're shoving a hot poker up your ass to get to. In a car, you're forced to drive to do the job while they're trying to tell you not to use the car and get on the buses that don't have any seats spare. But in the meantime, you'll pay tax and insurance and everything else on the car that you need to get to your job. And we'll keep making excuses just to raise it higher and higher and higher when the car is a way of life, you know, and everybody needs it. And until such a time when something better takes its place, you know, people will need the car. I will need the car, and I have absolutely no idea why I died and I'm running down a hill, or sliding down a hill. Not paying attention, obviously. I'm just too busy trying to get a good shot of the Imperial City on this, as I mentioned in other videos, Radeon 5470 mobile graphics processor running with a Phenom X3 1.8 GHz. That's triple core CPU on a HP Pavilion DV7 laptop, which I was sold as ex-demo, but it's actually refurbished, and it's got two things wrong with it. That doesn't include the fact that the letters have rubbed off the A button, and so that the button's now black, and I've only had it a year. But the case was faulty down one side, and opens issue, and the hinge seized up. Oh, and the hard drive seized, which I've never had happen before. Now, whether this was a hard drive that HP put in it, or whether this was a hard drive that was put in it when it was refurbished, but either way, the hard drive failed with the one that HP put in it. And as this is a DV, oh, hang on, no, oh yeah, no, he's a bad guy, he's a bad guy. As oh, it's cat person, I think. Whatever, I can't remember what they call them now. Female cat person. Doesn't seem to know when to give up or when they're beaten. Must have been pretty desperate. Anyway, not really a lot there. Going to a big fight for very little. Um, yeah, so when I decided to do what I did, I had no intention of losing. Why I decided to do what I did, other than the fact that I had no choice. How I came up with the plans that I did will be revealed, but I can't really tell the good guys without telling the bad guys. It's not that I don't want to explain things, it would just be self-defeating if I did. Can't remember what happens here. No, hang on. Do you choose to steer by the stars of the thief? Oh, actually, no, I don't. That's... So, like, when old Mick met me with his girlfriend years ago, and then told, I don't know, over 100 people that had known me for a couple of years on the internet relay chat that I was exactly the same when you meet me as I am on the internet, to which made me even more popular. And I even had a New Yorker known as La Luna who wanted to come over and meet me from New York at a meet, but it never quite happened. I did say I was going to go to one of the ones in Birmingham, but I never did. Which I had, never did. Wasn't plagued really with as many pains back then. I was plagued by pains back then, but I had no idea, you know, how far it was going to go, and how many things I was going to end up being affected by, and how many areas of pain I was going to get. Back then I would have had the occasional hip lock up, the occasional calf cramping, and the clicking ankles, and of course sciatica hernia I'd had a while, and the heartburn, you know. But the feet, back then when I was at university, wasn't a problem until just after I'd got my degree, and the arches and the balls of the feet and the heels, just the clicking. Oh, and I had some sort of back problems as well, but it was the you know, the feet were affected first, but the plantar fasciitis type symptoms didn't come on till much later. I had sort of clicking, but then I always drove, so I might have had it without realising it, you know. I might have not liked standing for too long, and not, however, I now found something I haven't found before, without actually, oops, something's after me, without actually, I might have not been able to stand up as long as some other people, and just failed to notice it. I don't know. You know, I don't really like standing now. I tend to be, I move about, pace backwards and forwards, and that's with all the painkillers and everything else. You know, they're even totaled out on painkillers unless I've taken enough to make me high, basically. You know, I will still experience pain. Other things to do with the Charcot-Marie tooth, you know, I do have balance problems. I get dizzy a lot, I feel sick a lot, I get sick a lot, but how that's to do with the vagus nerve, as I found out from my bout of very bad constipation. And I don't know, I honestly don't know whether that's actually tied into it or not, but it does, the vagus nerve does meander down your spine, you know, and CMT does affect your spine, your back. But whether there's a link between the two, I honestly don't know. And until I see a neurologist, and provided the neurologist is honest with me, I'm not really going to know. Unfortunately, I would like to see Professor Mary Riley, but I've been refused that, but maybe the neurologist I'm going to see might refer me to Professor Mary Riley. She hasn't answered my email. I will send her another actually, but she hasn't answered the email I sent her just after Christmas. I did think it might take a couple of weeks. She'll get back from her Christmas break, there'll be a mountain of emails to go through, she'll get round to me eventually, and I'll just get an acknowledgement at least, but that hasn't happened. But I will email her again, and I will give her the blog. Oh, the blog, that's why I did this. The blog is A Saint Called All Nights, and that's one word, ASAINTCALLED ALLNIGHTS, and that's .blogspot.co.uk.